Here is one of the single biggest keys to building financial awareness. Sit down and reflect on your previous month's expenses. I do this at the end of every single month as the first step of my monthly financial reset. And this one step has helped teach me where my money is actually going and shows me things that I may need to tweak or adjust in order to hit my financial goals. So to do this, I start with pulling up each of my bank accounts and credit card accounts and going through each transaction and checking for things like there are subscriptions I forgot to cancel, if there are any double charges or weird signs of fraud. Just start with a gut check and make sure everything kind of looks like it's supposed to. I also want to make sure that all of those charges are reflected in my transactions tracker in my budget spreadsheet. Once I make sure that everything lines up, I'm going through my transactions with a little bit more of a detailed lens and reflecting on the following questions. For those non-essential expenses, did you actually enjoy spending money on those things? I also check to see if I remember actually making all of the purchases that I made. If I'm not remembering several of the purchases that I made, then it's very likely that these were on things that ended up not being very important to me, which means that they probably were not the best uses of my money. And then I am also looking for what percentage of my purchases were impulse buys versus planned intentional purchases. It is expected that we are all going to make some impulse buys, but if we are starting to see that those impulse buys are happening frequently or it's the majority of our spending, that may be something that we want to start paying a little bit more attention to and start shifting away from. It's important to remember when you're doing this process that this is not about regretting your past purchases, beating yourself up, or shaming yourself for your spending habits. This is all just about gathering data so we can be more intentional with our spending. If there are things that maybe we don't love that we're doing, we have the power to change it up because we have the knowledge that we're actually doing it. I know it can be really hard to get yourself to actually sit down and take a look at your finances, but taking the 5 to 10 minutes to reflect on your purchasing from the past month is going to go so far in helping you reach all of your future financial goals.